there, it's Kelly from She Sails Away. Welcome to my channel. I just got back from a 3-night cruise aboard the all-new Star Princess. This is Princess Cruise Line's newest ship and it is beautiful. Today I'm going to walk you through my 3-night cruise. It was an inaugural cruise to the Caribbean season, so we will talk about what made this cruise special. We're going to take a good look at the Star Princess. We're going to talk about dining options, activities, entertainment. We'll check out the pool deck, the dome, and all of the things the Star Princess has to offer. If you are interested in cruising on the Star Princess in the future, then stay tuned because this video might be helpful to you. We have a lot to do today, so let's get started. Alright, let's kick things off by discussing where we went on this 3-night cruise. We went in and out of Fort Lauderdale, we visited the Princess Keys, and then hit Nassau, Bahamas, and then back to Fort Lauderdale. As I mentioned, this was referred to as an inaugural season cruise. This is because it was the very first cruise in the Caribbean season, so it was a very exciting time to be on board. I flew out to Fort Lauderdale the day before the cruise, spent the night, and the next morning jumped up and went to the cruise port. Now, on a personal note, may I take just a minute here already at the beginning of this video to say this cruise was very meaningful to me. I spent nearly all of 2025 dealing with some health issues that kept me from traveling. And it had been a very long time since I'd been on a cruise ship. Coming back to the Star Princess was so enjoyable, so meaningful. This ship was gorgeous, it did not disappoint, and it reminded me how much I missed cruising. Cruise before us was a media cruise and they had spent the night in port. They did a drone show, they did a whole big party, and therefore all of the rooms were already ready and waiting for us when we boarded at 11 o'clock that morning. I went straight to my room to drop off some things and look around and of course make a quick cabin tour video. And then I went straight to my muster station. I also took a minute to watch the safety video on my phone. Once that was taken care of, it was time to explore the ship, and I didn't even know where to begin. My muster station was just down the way from the piazza, so I started there on deck 7. The piazza is a breathtaking place. It is 3 levels high. It is a circular area, and a lot happens here. There is a ton of live music offered here. You will find dancing, some indoor sports games, fun game shows, and different things like that. During the day, when it's quiet, it is a very popular place to just lounge, enjoy a drink. There are plenty of windows surrounding the piazza. You can catch a glimpse of the ocean everywhere you are, get plenty of daylight, and there are so many things surrounding the piazza that you will use throughout the cruise. There is a ton of dining here right around the piazza, including Alfredo's, the Catch by Rudy, the International Cafe. You will also find Bellini's here, which is a very popular bar. The entire area surrounding the piazza on decks 7, 8, and 9 is a very relaxing, beautiful, gorgeous place to be. We will explore more of this in a minute. After checking out the piazza, I went straight up to the Lido deck. As you can imagine, this was a very popular place. There were people already in the hot tubs and the swimming pools and at the Star Bar. We had a great view of the Fort Lauderdale harbor, and it was a gorgeous day. Once I made it to Lido deck, I looked around for something to eat, and I didn't have to look far. Right next to the pool, you're going to find a big selection of complimentary dining available. You can find Lido Grill, Lido Slice, Lido Tacos, and Lido Greens right here. You can get fresh-made salads, tacos, burritos, nachos, hamburgers, sandwiches, and so much more. Grabbed a slice of pizza, enjoyed the view for a while, and then I went up top to get ready for the Sailaway party. I grabbed a virgin mojito, enjoyed the live music for a while. It got very crowded up there as we prepared for our Sailaway party, and it was just a really festive, happy atmosphere. The Sailaway party got underway. The cruise director introduced some of the staff. There was a lot of live music and dancing and excitement. We had a recorded message from the captain on the movie screen next to the pool, and then we prepared to leave harbor. Fort Lauderdale is a very exciting place to cruise out of, and just in general, Sailaway is always a lot of fun. There is so much activity going on all around the ship in the water. There's a lot to see and do. If you can get by the railing, that's a great idea. As we cruised out, we had some water cannons going off. Someone said this was to celebrate our inaugural season cruise. Somebody else said, no, they're there all the time. So I'm not sure which is which, but it was very exciting to see the water cannons. You have never cruised away from port on a Princess Cruise Line ship? Then you're missing out, because every time they leave port, they play the Love Boat theme on the horn, and it's very cool. I can't share it here as far as audio, because it is a copyrighted little bit of song, but take my word for it, they play that Love Boat tune, and it's very fun. We cruised past the beaches of Fort Lauderdale. There were people on the balconies of these apartment buildings waving and cheering us on our way, and soon we were out to sea. I went back to my room to the balcony to just watch the ocean go by, watch the sun going down. It was beautiful, it was peaceful. I felt so happy to be there. This feels like a great time to show you around my cabin just a bit. If you're looking for a full cabin tour, I do have that video up on my channel already. It shows you where the outlets are. We get into all the storage and such. But just a quick look at the room. This was an extremely comfortable bed, possibly because it was brand new, but extremely comfortable. The air conditioning worked wonderfully. I was traveling alone, so of course there was plenty of storage, but in my opinion, plenty of storage here for 2 people as well. And it was just a lovely quiet room, and this little balcony was perfect. It's called a Cove Balcony, 2 chairs and a table here. Lovely place to just relax and enjoy the views. Back inside my stateroom, I discovered 2 special things I had overlooked. One was this tiny bottle of tequila. This is Pantalones tequila. It is the official tequila of the ship, created by the godfather of the ship, Matthew McConaughey, and his wife, Camila Alves. We also had this little pin here, so those were 2 special treats I wasn't expecting. After a little time in the room, I was ready for some excitement for our very first night on the cruise. I went back up top and explored a little bit. I visited the casino and just walked around. I looked around the ship quite a bit more. I visited the Princess shops. They have a variety of small shops here, mostly high-end merchandise. They had a nice selection that was fun to look over. They had quite a bit of Star Princess merchandise, and being that this was the inaugural cruise of the Caribbean season, the Star Princess shop was mobbed. Everybody was grabbing tote bags and t-shirts and cups and things. There was a shop next door carrying high-end, interesting purses, little toiletries and candy, small souvenirs. They also had some alcohol on sale and fine watches and sunglasses and all of the usual things you might expect on a cruise ship shop. After exploring for a while, I was really looking forward to the show for the night, so I headed to the Princess Arena. The Princess Arena is a really interesting theater. It's circular, and part of the theater in the back has a movie screen type background. So as the show goes on, the lights, the projections on the movie screen, they all work together to make the theater feel like it's always changing, always new, somewhere different every scene. The show for the night was called Meridian. This was a really interesting story about 2 characters on a ship falling in love. They used chart-topping songs kind of reimagined. There was terrific choreography, some humor. The cast of the show was amazingly talented. It was a beautiful show and just a lot of fun. Once the show was over, I headed over to Princess Live. This is a place with Karaoke, game shows, trivia. It's a very well-used lounge throughout the cruise. You will find a lot of activities happen in here. I went in here for some trivia, game shows, and different things like that. This ended up becoming my favorite spot on the whole cruise ship for my little 3-day cruise. I spent a ton of time here. This is a lively area with a lively crowd, great staff, and of course there is a full bar here. I stayed at Princess Live very late, but before I went to bed, I wanted to go up and see the ship at night. Is there anything more beautiful than a cruise ship deck at night when all the lights are on? There was a movie playing by the pool. There were a lot of people in lounge chairs with blankets enjoying it. I walked down to the dome. This is something I definitely wanted to see at night. I will show you more about the dome in the morning for day 2, but take a look how pretty this is when it's all lit up. This is one of the more unique features of the Star Princess, and there's a lot that goes on here. It's a great place to lounge and get sun by the day, but they have concerts and music and special events here during the night. They were preparing the stage for some live music, but it was very late and I was ready to go to bed. Now, I just realized I forgot to mention what I did for dinner. Let me just take a minute and explain that when I travel with family, we eat in the main dining room, and we try a lot of specialty dining too. And there was no shortage of options on the Star Princess for my first night. I could have had dinner at Sabatini's. I could have gone to the Catch by Rudy, which is full of great seafood and steaks. I could have gone to Uma Teppanyaki and had some amazing Japanese food. Unfortunately, I did the really boring thing, and I went to the buffet. The Star Princess has 2 buffets, the Eatery, which is the main buffet, and then the Americana Diner. The Americana Diner is a smaller buffet with fewer choices, but it's a wonderful place to eat. I'm showing you some footage of the Americana Diner while it's empty because, of course, when the buffet is full, I tend to not want to walk around with my camera, but here's a look at the Americana Diner. The Eatery had a huge selection. I mean, everything you could want was in the Eatery, and the Eatery also had this amazing little grab-and-go section. They had a few salads, a couple of sandwiches, plenty of desserts, already packaged for you to just grab and take with you. I will admit I did grab a slice of cake from this little area and take it back with me and put it in my room in the refrigerator. So that was my first night on the cruise, and it was a very full, very exciting day. I went to bed and prepared for our next day, our day at Princess Cays. For day 2, our stop was Princess Cays. Now, I've always wanted to visit Princess Cays. I couldn't wait to get out there and look around and see what it was like. I was going to make a video and show it to you guys, but as I mentioned, I spent all of last year dealing with health issues and they're not gone yet. So I woke up that morning knowing for sure I did not have enough energy to make it over to the island and spend any time doing anything over there. I decided to spend the day exploring the ship, and I got up top to the Lido deck while the sun was still rising. Look how gorgeous everything is first thing in the morning. There's nothing like a sunrise or a sunset at sea. I was able to walk all around the pool deck, take in the sights, enjoy the morning, get some nice video footage, and just have a relaxing start to my day. Eventually, I made it up to deck 19. On deck 19, you're going to find the sky deck and the sports court area. This was a surprise to me. Somehow I had overlooked it exploring the ship the day before. As the name implies, you're way up top near the sky, and there is a sports court up here. The sports court is huge, and you can experience pickleball here, basketball, soccer, all kinds of different games. You will find ping pong tables inside, some cornhole, and just different games where you can go in and do things at your own pace. There are some organized games up here as well. The Sea Path is the jogging track that goes all around the sky deck. It's a really lovely scenic area to walk or jog, and 7 laps equals 1 mile. Aside from being able to walk or jog on the Sea Path, there's quite a bit of seating up here. Make sure you come up here and check it out. After enjoying the sunrise and the sea path, the sky deck, and just wandering the ship for a while, I was ready for some food. I went down to International Cafe. If you're familiar with Princess, you know all about the International Cafe. This is complimentary snacks, pastries, sandwiches, all kinds of little treats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and in between. You can also buy specialty coffees here. I grabbed a snack, had a late breakfast, and then went back out to the ship to do some more exploring. This feels like a great time for us to go take a look at the dome. As I mentioned yesterday, the dome is gorgeous at night, but let's take a nice long look at it during the day when the sun is shining. This is a beautiful, unique place. During the day, there are lounge chairs everywhere. It's a great place to just lounge and enjoy the sun and the ocean views. The dome has a very small swimming pool, and half of it is inside the dome and half of it is outside. Let's take a look out here, because this is the Sea View Terrace, and it is beautiful. This is absolutely a place you want to visit. I got here early, the hot tubs were bubbling, the place was beautiful, nobody was here yet. Now, if you come back later in the day, it will be crowded, it will be busy. The Sea View Bar is here, and it's a very popular spot. There will be a big crowd around here. But if you want to soak in the sun, indoors or outdoors, this is the place for you. I spent quite a bit of time on the Sea View Terrace just enjoying the sea view. Eventually, I went back inside. I decided to go do some trivia at Princess Live, which was a lot of fun. I visited the casino, and then I went and took a quick tour of the spa. I usually have a good experience in spas on cruise ships, but not always. However, the Lotus Spa on the Star Princess did not disappoint. It was gorgeous. They offered all of the usual services like aromatherapy, massages, facials. They had a hair salon. And spoiler alert, I did book a massage for later that afternoon, and when I came back and had my massage, it was wonderful. After that, I went to my new favorite spot on the whole ship, and that is Crooners. This is a really wonderful lounge. I'm not sure why it caught my fancy so much, but I loved it here. This is a small lounge near the piazza. It has a very retro vibe to it, a very kind of 50s sort of feel. They have a piano player here. It is a wonderful spot to relax and enjoy a drink, just hang out and enjoy the ambiance. After some more relaxing, I had dinner, and I had it in the main dining room that night. I will just show you some Princess-provided footage of the dining room when it's empty, because of course it was just completely full while I was there and I didn't want to film anything. Let me say the food here was terrific and the service was excellent. After dinner, I hit the piazza for some live music. A lot of people were dancing, the lights were flashing. It was a very fun, great place to be. I did another round of late night trivia and went to bed. I was exhausted from my big day and couldn't wait for day 3, our final day of the cruise. Day 3 was the final day in our little 3-day cruise, and we stopped in the port of Nassau. Now, I've been to Nassau many, many times over the years, and I've done a lot of different things there. I've taken walking tours, visited Atlantis, we have toured the neighborhood, we've gone shopping, and done all the things. However, since it was such a short cruise, I wanted to spend our final day enjoying the ship and doing all the things that I enjoyed doing, trying to get everything crammed in before it was time to say goodbye. I looked over the activity schedule for the day. There was so much going on. I started my day with room service breakfast, which was wonderful, and I had a delightful surprise when I took it out on my balcony to eat. We were docked right across from the Wonder of the Seas, which is just a huge ship. The Carnival Freedom joined us a few minutes later, and while I sat there having breakfast, everybody put their lifeboats into the water. Now, it may sound crazy, but I really enjoyed watching those lifeboats go around and around. And I sat on my balcony for about an hour or so, just enjoying the show. At one point, one of our lifeboats was hooked up and raised back into the ship, and wouldn't you know it, it went right past my balcony. It was very fun to be standing on my balcony and get to wave to the crew members as they floated on by. I decided it was time to get up and enjoy the sun. I went straight to the Lido deck and looked around. We were right next to a Disney ship. We could hear and see the movie playing on board, see people using the aqueduct. Everybody was soaking in the sun, watching movies by the pool. The drinks were flowing at all of the poolside bars. And I took a nice long walk around the ship. As I mentioned, there was a lot of activity going on with ships coming in behind us and docking. Very interesting to me to watch those things. I love to see ships come in and dock. I also like to see them leave ahead of us and head out to sea. Before I knew it, it was time to run back to the Lotus Spa for another massage. I definitely recommend the Lotus Spa. The massages I had there were terrific. After my massage, I grabbed some donuts at the grab-and-go section in the eatery. I headed down to Princess Live for some trivia and games, and then I was able to scoot over to O'Malley's Irish Pub for a quick drink. Now, when I say I had a drink, I had a mocktail. I just wanted you to know that there are at least 4 mocktails available at O'Malley's. They are so fun. O'Malley's also has plenty of cocktails, beer, wine, whiskey, Irish coffee. They also have a limited menu with food items. It is such a lively place, especially when the piano player is there playing music. A lot of times the entire pub sings along. Really fun, festive atmosphere. Now, in case I haven't made it clear, there are a ton of choices on the Star Princess for places to eat. Some of these are very unique, including Love by Brito, Spellbound, The Butcher's Block by Dario. For lunch today, though, because we were in port and it was very fun to look at all of the other ships and enjoy the atmosphere, I wanted to eat out on the promenade. The promenade is on Deck 9. It has a lot of chairs and tables here. You can sit right next to the railing and enjoy the views and the sun, or you can sit further back for some shade. You can bring food here as well and just snag a table. I tried out this hamburger. And this amazing coconut drink. Everything was delicious. At this point, it was very late in the day. I rested just a little while, and then it was almost evening. I only had 2 things left I wanted to do that evening. One was to watch the sunset and watch all of the cruise ships sail away, and the other was to go to our final show at the Princess Arena. I watched the sunset and sail away from both my balcony and the Lido deck. Sometimes when I'm cruising, it's just the simple things that bring me so much happiness. And as I mentioned before, I just love to watch cruise ships sail into port and sail out. Every ship has its own fanfare and music, with lots of people on deck cheering and waving as they cruise out before us. I enjoyed watching the sunset, soaking in the peaceful vibes, watching the ships leave, and just really relaxing on my final night on the balcony. But pretty soon it was time to head to the Princess Arena for our final show, and this one did not disappoint. Our show that night was called Illuminate, a Spectacle of Joy. This was a super immersive production. It had a circus-style theme to it. The performances were incredible. Not only the singing and dancing, but there was quite a bit of acrobatics as well. They had people hanging from the ceiling and spinning and doing gymnastics and all kinds of amazing things. This was a very high-energy, super entertaining show. This cast is amazing. It was a wonderful way to cap off our final night, and everybody got a standing ovation. That brings us to the end of day 3 and the end of my 3-night cruise. I also want to share that there is so much more to this ship that I was not able to get to in my 3 days. There's only so many places you can eat in 3 days, so many things you can do. I did what I could, I ate what I did, and I enjoyed every minute of it. But there's more to come. If you'd like more details about the Star Princess, Stay tuned to my channel. I will have a full ship review where we will go over all of the dining options and look at the entertainment and different things like that. I also have a full ship tour coming up. I currently have a 10-minute ship tour on my channel and a cabin tour. When I left the Star Princess, I found out my flight had been canceled. I had to spend one extra night in Fort Lauderdale. Not a big deal. I was able to get home the following day, and here we are. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on my 3-night cruise. It was a lot of fun. Star Princess is just gorgeous. Are you cruising the Star Princess in the future? If so, please leave a comment and tell us all about it. Are you cruising anywhere in the future? If so, please share with us in the comments where you're going and who you're cruising with. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your next cruise. Bye-bye.